Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. If you see these books behind me, we're getting ready to unhaul them. I also recently unhauled some books in my Buzzwordathon, readathon vlog. So if you want to see some other books that I got rid of during that week, you can go ahead and check out that video in the cards above, and I'll link it down below as well. But I went ahead and had some books set aside for my TBR shelf that I wanted to get rid of, so that's what that unhaul was from. And now I went through my actual bookshelves of books that I have read in series, and these are books that I'm getting rid of. There's over 30 books here. I think it's like 32 or 34 or something like that. But yeah, we're going to be unhauling all of these books. So I was thinking about listing them on my Depop, but that seems like a lot of work. So I think I'm just going to take them all to the book exchange and get some more store credit, build up that store credit for more books. So let's go ahead and dive into the first stack. Oh, I need to find my bag so I can put them in my bag as I'm unhauling them. Bag has been acquired. I'm going to set it on the floor here. And the first book I'm unhauling, oh, I should actually unhaul them together, but they're not stacked together. Let me see. Here we go. Okay, the first two books I'm unhauling, The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh. I read this, loved it, rated it 5 stars, but this has been sitting on my shelf for far too long. I'm not really a fantasy reader, so this isn't really my cup of tea, even though I really enjoyed the first one. It's just been sitting on my shelf forever. I know I'm never going to get to it, so I'm passing it along to a better home. The next book I'm getting rid of is another like kind of duology here, and it's You by Caroline Kepnes and Hidden Bodies. So I read You, I loved You. It's one of my favorite books of all time. However, the follow-up book, Hidden Bodies, again, has been sitting on my shelf for far too long, and I haven't heard really great things about it, so I'm just going to pass these on to a better home. Next up, I am unhauling the Me Before You trilogy by Jojo Moyes. So Me Before You, After You, and Still Me. I really enjoyed the first one. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. They should have just stopped there because the subsequent books weren't really as good. Okay, next up I'm getting rid of A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis. Not really my cup of tea. I'm getting rid of The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. I read this for the paper cut book club, and I enjoyed it. It was okay, but I'm not going to continue on, so I'm going to unhaul it. House at the Bottom of the Lake by Josh Malerman, and I have decided to get rid of A State of Lies by Siri Mitchell. I recently showed this in my November book haul, but as I went to put it on my TBR shelf, I was like, am I really interested? I don't know. Grey Wolf Island by Tracy Nethercott. I picked this up on recommendation from Elias, and he really enjoyed this book. I thought it was interesting, but I left it unrated because I just don't think I fully understood it, so it's going bye-bye. Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I enjoyed it. It was super graphic, but I just don't think I'm going to ever reread it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Bad Romance by Heather Demetrios. I also really enjoyed this, but I don't think I want to reread this. But I Lost by Alexandra Ballard. I'm passing this along. I rated it 5 stars. I really did enjoy it, but I'm passing it along hoping that someone that needs this type of story can pick it up and read it. I'm getting rid of The Birthday Girl by Melissa De La Cruz. I received this for review. I did my review of it, and that's all posted and everything, but I rated this like 1 or 2 stars. And I'm also getting rid of Stolen Things by R.H. Herron. I really thought this was going to be quite different than it was. I did talk about this. I may have done a full review of this, but I just don't think I'm going to keep the art copy. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. I read that and enjoyed it. I'm getting rid of Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis because I think some people might be looking for that. It Will Be Different by Maria Semple. I'm getting rid of The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis. 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. And When You Lied to Me by Jessica Alcott. I mentioned I Love You by Estella Mascam. Under Rose Tainted Skies by Louise Gournall. Another good one that I really enjoyed, but I just want to make sure it gets in the right hands of someone that needs it. Okay, and the last stack that we have, I'm getting rid of Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I liked this. It's super popular here on BookTube for good reason. I just don't think I'm going to reread it, and I want it to, like, someone else to get it that will enjoy it and love it. I'm getting rid of Winter Girls by Lori House Anderson. This is a book that I originally had, and I got rid of it. And then I found it, and I bought it again. And now I'm getting rid of it again. So, that happens, guys. I'm also getting rid of The Last Romantics by Tara Conklin. I read this, and I think I did like a review or a reading vlog of this, and I enjoyed it. It was okay, but I'm getting rid of it. Ask Again Yes, my Mary Beth Keane. It just wasn't like, it was good, and I did a full review of this. It just wasn't like a favorite. All These Beautiful Strangers by Elizabeth Cleffoth. And yeah, I read it. I enjoyed it, but I don't see myself rereading it. Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I'm finally getting rid of my second copy of A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. It kind of hurts my heart to get rid of this because I decided to keep the floppy paperback because that's the copy that I read. So that's the copy that has so much meaning to me. This one takes up so much space on my bookshelf. It's just a behemoth. It's like over 700 pages. I'm going to get rid of this one even though, like, oh, should I? Should I not? But I try not to keep multiple copies of the same book unless it's like my favorite book of all time. Hence, I have 4 copies of The Giver, and I have 2 copies of Shatter Me, even though it's not a favorite book of all time, but I have like the original cover and then like the eye cover. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of this one, you guys. The last one I'm getting rid of is Tell Me Lies by... Yeah, so I did do a full review of this. I didn't like it, so I'm getting rid of it. Hey guys, I did a little bit of rearranging off camera, but I just wanted to walk you through my process. I've talked about this a million times before. This is my standalone shelf over here, and this is my series shelf along with my book of the months, unread book of the months, Harry Potter, some series, and these are all series and duologies and stuff like that I'm keeping, obviously. Over here, my standalone shelf is where I did the majority of the work. During Buzzwordathon, I did a little bit of reorganization. I moved my graphic novels and comics and manga from this shelf to this shelf. It kind of shifted everything down a shelf so I could put my unread book of the months. There's quite a few of them now back there. I just have my David's Tea Advent Calendar and my Starbucks holiday cup up here right now. But yeah, so the series shelf is pretty much staying as is, and I did reorganize this. I talked about wanting to put together my authors that I have multiple books of, so like Paula Hawkins, Ruth Ware, Celeste Ng, Tracy Garvis Graves, Becky Albertalli, Nina LaCour, Morgan Matson, Kim Savage, Emery Lord, John Green, Rainbow Rowell. I have this is kind of like my favorites right here. So I have Rainbow Rowell, Jen Bennett, Christina Lauren, Taylor Jenkins Reid, Colleen Hoover, and then down here is my poetry basket. It also has like a couple books in here, as you can see, but that's mainly like poetry stuff. And then here is where kind of my randomness starts. So this shelf and this shelf is random. It doesn't mean that I haven't read any more books by these authors. It's just that like I don't have physical copies of them. I've gotten rid of them or whatever. But like in the case of like Final Girls, I have Or is it The Last Time I Lied right here, but it's a book of the month. So it's over here. What else? So yeah, these are my random books. It's just like I have more Karen Slaughter to read. Once I do, I will move it up. Things like that. So yeah, so this is the randomness. This is random. And then like I said, at the very bottom is comics and graphic novels. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I'll see you guys again in another video soon. Goodbye!